Alright, this is the Minish Cap Randomizer. We're playing under regular race settings, minus the Barloff patch, because I did not have that set up to go. So we're just gonna rock and roll with what we got. Is the tracker not tracking? There we go. Should be a good time. Minish Cap is always fun, no matter what you do. I also threw on randomized music so we can get the shuffled music so we don't have to listen to the same things over and over again. Also, big rupee early on, so I'd probably want to check out shops. Check out Goron shop, regular shop. We're taking on our friend here. See what he's got for us. He's got a cane. This is why we like golden enemies. We also don't like golden enemies because they take forever to kill. Oh, speaking of cane, we already have access to Tingle. That is funny. Yeah, I'm probably going to immediately... Let's see where we got. No... Okay. Those are interesting spots. No droplet spot, no palace spot, and... What was that? No Cave of Flame spot. Tingle had a trap! He scammed us. Alright, let's just quickly check the shop here. Nothing in the shop. How about up here? Nothing on round 1. But we want to at least buy something so that we can keep moving. Great spin? Okay. Not a terrible start. It wasn't a rupee back there, it was a kinstone, I believe. Oh, Gust Jar too. Let me just double check. Yeah, it was a kinstone. I was like, if that's a rupee, I'll grab it, but it wasn't. Dog food? Okay. Dog food on Julietta's house. I don't know if I go for that. I mean, it's not terrible once we get a bottle, because we already have cane. So it might not be the worst. Yo, what's up, Davo? Thanks for the good luck. Fake cane. Gotta love it. Yeah, I think we just blitz up. Check our first dungeon. And then go from there. Minish Loop is looking interesting. I mean, we have access to a lot of things, so... A lot of interesting things going on. But yeah, I pretty much check out what this dungeon is going to be, and then we move from there. Because, like, if this is Cave of Flames, we can do a little bit in here. We can make some work out of that. You know, I'm gonna go this way, because I'm gonna loop up into the dungeon. Also, friend number 2. Oh, that would have been a fun one to get. Alright, let me just double check. This does have an element, okay. Vanilla, it's droplets, okay. Can't really do much without the lantern. Can get one check. Maybe more, depending on what we get here. Like, if we get the boss key here, we can actually get one more thing. But odds are this is not looking good. Yeah, there's nothing here. Alright. Oh. I was like, wait, why is it looking like that? But that's because I mapped over. Yeah, let's go ahead and do Minish Loop here. Oh, I can even get into Lower Vale Falls. 2 quick checks here. Oh, that doesn't matter. Kinstones don't matter. Ooh. Early Karlov? Kinda makes me want to go back and check that. That's 4 items right there. And the mitts, potentially part of that. And cape? Hello? Hello? Stacked Karlov? Yo, what's up, Gigantisk? I'm doing pretty well today. We already got a pretty stacked start, so this is looking pretty nice. So I think we want to head to Hylia, even though we're not gonna go into do the dungeon right now. It could be Hyrule Castle there. Like, it could be DHC. So it is something to consider. Ooh, that's actually nice. I'm gonna loop around this way. Because we can get a lot of things. Between the midst and the cape. Like, we just get everything, right? I would like to find a wallet somewhere, so we're not just losing rupees. Alright, we know there's a blue there, that's good. I think I'll hit Goron Cave on my way back, because I'm going to do Minish Loop first, and then we'll head up to Hylia from there. I think that makes the most sense. Oh, I can get 2 more items from the scrolls. So I could potentially get an actual spin. Might want to go back to town at some point. Obviously, like, right now, town is not really a priority, because we've done most of what we can do there. I could also do lower wind. Oh! Oh! We can enter the dungeon now. I was gonna just roll out of here, but I think we're gonna hit the dungeon and see what's here. If we don't find anything this way, then I just kind of use that save quit. And just kind of get knowledge of what's over here. But we absolutely want to see what's here, because this is an element dungeon. Hey, what's up, TNT? Thanks for the good luck. There's the Cave of Flames. Alright. So we're gonna make some work in here. I think we can do just about everything except for the bomb lock check. So we have a completable dungeon to start with, which is always good. It's gonna be annoying without spin, but we can do it. And hopefully the bomb wall doesn't have anything. That's gonna be the only thing. Like, if the bomb wall has a key, or it has progression, like, we can't do anything there. It's got a key. Okay, so we can't beat this dungeon. We can at least do the front half. I'll get blue warp and then leave until we get bombs. That's the only thing. That one spot. Yeah, we're guaranteed another small key there, or somewhere before the lever. But the other one is unfortunately bomb locked. Oh, that's very good to find. That is very good to find. Okay. Now things are getting really spicy. Because I can hit up a lot of other dungeons now. This fight is awful when you don't have spin. But we made it work. Alright, so this was a good dip into the dungeon. We got that ocarina, which is absolutely massive. Unfortunately, without a bomb bag, I have to go back the long way. But you know what? This kind of works out in my favor, because I want to go to North Minish Woods still. So So I kind of want to go there first before heading to anywhere else. But then we can start just flying around. And I think the first place I fly is back to town. Because the big thing town offers me is just access to potential spin. But before I go there, I want to at least go to Hype Cave. And I want to probably check out if DHC is in Lake Hylia. I mean, either way, we can at least eliminate one of the dungeon locations. There's quite a few possibilities for what we want to do. Okay, we can go back and finish off Cave of Flames now. I don't know if that's going to be required or not. There's a high chance that it's not. But it could be DHC there. It's really going to come down to, like, just checking these dungeon locations. Okay. So now all of Lake Hylia is possible. I mean, I was still gonna go regardless, but now I kind of really want to see what this dungeon is, whether it's gonna be DHC or not. It's Fortress, so Fortress is dead. Cool. I'm still gonna hit the shortcut, just in case we have to come back and do Wave Blade. But for the most part, this area is dead. Alright, do we get a spin? Peril Beam? And Sword Beam. No spin. But now, because I have... Ooh, because I have access to flippers, we can now hit up a lot more locations for a potential spin. So I think that's #1 priority right now, is just try and get spin. Roll attack. And of course, if I don't get a spin, the amount of possibilities are very limited. It's either going to be like boots locked, bow locked, hearts locked, grip ring and red sword locked. Oh no, it can't be that one. That one requires a spin. Seven scrolls locked. Yeah, there's not many possibilities for a spin right now. Yo, Sigma, thanks for the good luck. Appreciate it. Where were... Okay, that one's not. So let's go check it real quick. So we know that this is not an element. So actually, I had it the other way. I had it the other way around. So we know where DHC is now, right? DHC is up on Cloud. So it's grip ring locked. That's actually pretty good because we don't want to get early access to DHC. Not if we can't help it, right? So instead I'm gonna hit up Fortress. Yeah, Fortress entrance is looking really, really nice right now. But wait, what dungeons could it be? It could be... Actually, it can't be anything really good. So maybe I don't go there. Everything requires a spin at that point. So maybe just finishing Cave of Flames. Yeah, finishing Cave of Flames is probably priority #1 right now. Because that is a dungeon we absolutely can beat. Yeah, I already got Gustar, which is really solid. Early Gustar is something you don't see too often. Boring Seed, bye. There's still plenty of things that could be really hard to find the seed. Alright, there's a bottle. We could be looking at yet another last location spin. Okay, there's our grip ring. Oh wait, it could be a trap. It could be a trap. If that's a trap, that would be absolutely amazing. Because otherwise we're probably going into DHC next. There's not a lot we can get without Force Sword, but we can get a little bit. It's real, okay. Alright, so finish off Cave of Flames. After finishing Cave of Flames... Not sure where we're gonna head. Probably Cloudtops. That seems to be the most reasonable. Also, we have not seen a wallet yet. So we could be running into a situation where Goron Merchant has something and we have no money. At least we have the mitts so we can farm if we need to. Though I would not want to farm. If we can avoid it. Okay, wake up mushroom. Telling me to potentially go back to town? Haven't gotten boss key yet, so we're gonna have to do the entire basement. Not a big deal. It's gonna be the last check, which is actually good. In a weird way. Or not. It's not the last check, but It's very close. Is that 10 hearts? That is 10 hearts. So we are looking at Wave Blade potentially for a spin. So maybe I go there next to try and get a spin. I really don't want to go to, hello? I don't want to go to Fortress entrance until I at least have a red, probably at least the blue sword, and spin. Because the two potential dungeons there are going to be Crypt and Palace. And both of them are blue sword dungeons. So I would like to have blue sword before going to either one of those, but I know that's not always a possibility. So if that's not possible, I at least want spin and a red sword. Because maybe we'll pull a blue sword in Wind Ruins. But yeah, I think current order of operations is going to be go to Waveblade for a potential spin, then go to Cloudtops. You know what? I'm gonna do this too. I'm gonna tag this in. This part's in logic, the next part is out of logic. Because I don't have boots yet. But I might as well do these now to get an idea of what's going on. And to really drive in the possibility that we may not have to come back to this dungeon or this area at all. Because once we hit Waveblade, there's really no reason to come back other than dog food, which I can get. I'm just kind of putting it off because it's in a weird spot. It's not like a terribly weird spot, it's just weird in terms of I don't want to do it. I don't want to empty my bottle because the red potion is nice. Oh! Vanilla book? We have Ocarina, we have the cane. We could be looking at a 2 our second book, potentially. Being one away from Yolari. Though that is boots locked. Gotta remember that. Alright, is it real? It is real. Wait, that is our second book, correct? Yeah. There's spin. Alright. No, it's only our first? Was the first one a fake? I guess the first one was a fake then. Oh, hello, friend. I have a boomerang. I have it. I have the boomerang. Yeah, this is just a good place to go overall because there's a lot of items. And then of course there is DHC at the top. Bow? Okay. Is the tracker not updating again? Seems that way. Yeah, so we basically cleared out Minish Woods and Lake Hylia completely. So I probably will never have to go back that way. Oh, yeah, that was our second book, because that's our third. Okay, so now Yolari's in play. So with the Yolari in play, going back to town after this sounds like an interesting idea. Still sitting on no money. Or no wallets to carry the money. We've been finding stuff, but we just can't carry it. Alright, let's open this up. And then we'll be able to just do all of this. All of Cloudtops, all of Wind Tribe. I never actually did the original Wind Tribe checks. Imagine if this ends up happening something big. No, it didn't. So it paid off not doing that earlier. Oh! Oh, that was fake dog food! Oh, let's go! We didn't get baited by the dog food. Alright, DHC, I should be able to do a decent amount. The most annoying part is that, you know, we only have green sword here. So we're not doing, like, great damage. But let's see, I should be able to do top left, bottom right, and bottom left. I think we can do all three of those towers. We can't do top right because we don't have the lantern. That one just hard requires the lantern. Oh yeah, this one is annoying when you don't have boots. And you don't have bow butterfly. Alright, nothing there. It's gonna be red. I had to think for a second because I haven't done these towers in a while. It's like, wait, which one do I go to? But this is why we practice, right? So that we can remember which tower to do, in what order. I gotta start thinking about what else I want to do, because this is not paying off. Wait, not this one. I think we want to go... Maybe I do go ahead and just go to Wind Tribe, or Wind Ruins after this. And find 2 swords there. Because everything else doesn't look very appealing. And potentially, if it is Royal Crypt, we could potentially find something on the Gibdo in the front. Oh, DHC Smalls. Hold on. That gets me one more check. Oh, no, it doesn't. It does not. I need to be able to clone. Never mind. Yeah, so that kind of was a bust. You know what? I'm checking it. I'm checking it. We got the dog food. We've been talking about dog food for a while. Let's just see what it is. It was nothing. Alright. Yeah, let's just check the dungeon. Maybe we get lucky on Wind Ruins. Maybe we don't. I mean, both of these dungeons require blue sword, but we only have red, or green right now. We need to get red and blue in order to, like, do these dungeons. But the only other options I have, like, maybe we go Grenel or back to town for Yolari. That's a thing too. Also, a lantern would be nice. That would help me out with droplets. Even if I couldn't be able to beat the dungeon. Okay. Shield is interesting. It's at least something over here. really trying to think of other things that we could possibly want to find. Boots would be nice. Lantern, sword. That's pretty much it. I guess a wallet. Yeah, wallet would be really good. At least let me start checking some of the Goron stuff. Alright, is this going to be Palace or Crypt? Okay. So this dungeon is technically doable. Is technically doable if I get a lantern. That's funny. We don't even need blue sword for that technically. Just because of where the key was. Though we would want blue sword in order to get the 2 items. So I probably won't go back there until I get blue sword, because you don't get anything else. But yeah, that tells us exactly where Palace is. So Palace is blue sword and boots locked. And technically lantern. Oh, there's a butterfly here. I'm gonna grab that. Swim butterfly. There's our red sword. Okay. We could have gotten that a while ago. Yeah, so any freestanding item you can Gust Jar in the recent update. Well, there's a setting to allow for reaching items with Gust Jar in the boomerang. Yeah, they put out 1.0, I want to say over the summer, like the end of summer, something like that. And that's where like a lot of the newer stuff came in. You had a bow. That's not a bow-locked bow, apparently. Well, that's because Fortress is foolish, so you can't really put a bow-locked bow in Fortress. Now, light arrows still have the same amount of use. Basically, early game or nothing. Alright, I think now's a good time for me to just hit up Krenel. You know what? We're gonna go from the top. Well, actually, I should do it this way so that my quick warp is at the top. Yeah, this area is fun. It's got 2 friends for us to play with. So we finally have the ability to spin. And finally have the ability to clone. So we can come up here, get a couple items and another scroll. Okay. Nothing too useful. Honestly, out of these remaining scrolls, only Rockbreaker is really... I guess Down Thrust is good. So I probably will not go after too many more. I forgot to go back into the scrub, didn't I? Definitely. Yep. We'll route that into our next round. Because I'm going to do a quick warp out of the rain, and then we're going to go down from there. This is pretty much the seed of find the lantern and find your swords. That's in the bottle. I don't really need it. Harpies? Why not? Health is always good. So yeah, if I find blue sword, or I find my lantern, we can start doing dungeons again. But until then, we kind of just have to keep poking around in the overworld. Oh, I just realized Malari is a thing that exists. And because we beat Cave of Flames, we can actually do Malari. I'll take it. I will gladly take remote bombs any day of the week. Especially as I'm about to go down into Lower Krenel, which is almost entirely bomb locked. Like, just being able to remote through everything is going to be great. Alright, friend number 2. Didn't have anything. Cool. No, I have to go down. Yeah, I have to go the long way around. Because I didn't build the vine to begin with. I didn't build any vines, actually. Who needs vines? So yeah, we're pretty much just systematically clearing out everything I can possibly do until we find something. And we've already cleaned out a lot of things. It's probably going to be like one check that we couldn't do earlier or like skipped over because it was out of the way. Or it's just going to be in town, right? Like, just give me a wallet, and then we're going to have to go ahead and buy a bunch of stuff from the Goron. Like, that's pretty reasonable at this point. What's also fairly reasonable is hiking. Might want to go back there pretty soon. Or something like Fountain. Yeah, there's some checks. Yeah, let's go do like hiking and stuff. I'll also get 1 or 2 more scrolls potentially while I'm here. There's Rockbreaker, okay. Now I really don't care about scrolls too much. Rockbreaker is like the one that I really wanted to see. Down thrust is okay, but I mean, we do have to do Palace, right? So maybe if we happen across it. We are about to go past another dojo here. It's very reasonable to just stop in here and grab whatever scroll he's got. Dash attack. Down thrust is going to be literally the last one. It's between that and long spin. So it's either Lantern or Boots locked. So I probably won't be getting it. So Lantern, Boots, 2 swords. That's all we really need. We could need wallets, depending on where things are. If Goron has stuff, then we're gonna need wallets. Blue sword. Okay. That is really solid. Though that doesn't help me too much. Because I still need Lantern for... or Boots for doing all the blue sword checks, but it at least helps me once I find those. There's... what? I can get a couple of checks in the Royal Crypt area, Royal Valley. But I can't go past the graveyard entrance because I don't have boots. I can get the one check in Vale Falls now, but that's out of logic without Lantern. Lantern could be in the other check, as we've established previously. So possibly want to check those. Yeah, I think we go Vale Falls, like, low checks as our next thing. We could even theoretically get 2 items out of Royal Crypt if I really wanted to, which doesn't sound appealing at all. But it's possible. There's also the Western Wood stuff that we have not even, like, begun to look at. So I kind of want to come in here real quick. Just take a quick peek. Let's see, there's one more check. That we can get over here. I'll go ahead and grab it. Then I think we head to Vale Falls. And if that fails, then we head over to Royal Valley. And if that fails, Fountain. So that ledge check is out of logic because we don't have lantern. But if you go in this way, you can actually come in without any dark rooms and get that check. I had the lantern there once. That's how I know. I assume that both of these checks were completely lantern locked, but apparently not. I think it's faster. Go town here. Oh, wait a second. I realized I never did the well stuff. I had access to this forever. Okay, it's not that. But we can at least do the rest of the well. And while we're at it, get underneath the school. There's Boots. Okay. Now we're cooking. So Boots are probably locking something, right? That's the most likely scenario. Boots locking our lantern, potentially? I mean, I could actually go into Palace here, out of logic, knowing that the lantern cannot be there. That might actually be not a terrible idea. Because if we stumble into the lantern along the way... Because there's a handful of checks that aren't lantern locked here. But as soon as I pass that Lost Wood threshold, we're looking solely for 4 sword at that point. So like, if I find 4 sword, we're basically go-moding this area. Now, of course, if I don't find 4 sword, we're full clearing this area. We're full clearing it until we find it. If we don't find it... Hey, there it is! No, it's not. That's a bug. For whatever reason, your graveyard key turns into a sword when he knocks it out of you. So yeah, this dungeon is required. It's gonna be Palace. And we may or may not need the lantern. Well, we need the lantern, but like in order to even get in here, technically. But the thing I'm thinking about is, like, we may or may not find Force Sword in here, and then we're just in lantern mode. Right, because there's nothing in here that hard requires the lantern. You have this fight, which is annoying without the lantern. But Great Spin kind of helps a lot here. Let's see, we're in Force Sword looking mode right now. We do need keys. So I guess I have to do Pop Push, right? Yeah, I actually have to because we don't have a key. This is going to be a key, for sure. Thankfully, we got our bracelet, like, a while ago. So we don't even have to think about whether or not we can do Pop Push right now. We just do it. Yeah, so that was a guaranteed key. Nothing there. Cool. Alright, we gotta go this way, unfortunately. Maybe we can save a key, potentially? Probably not. We're gonna have to full clear. Well, there's the last bit of keys anyway, so we had to come this way. We weren't going to get enough keys, regardless. Now at this point, I would be in just straight go mode if we had Force Sword. Like, we would just run to the end. We wouldn't check anything else. So that's the one disadvantage of coming in here without Force Sword. However, it's still going to let me check things. The only thing that can be here is Force Sword. Or things that can lead me to Force Sword. We can't find a lantern here. We can probably find a wallet. Because wallet could lead us to Force Sword potentially. But more likely than not, this is just a garbage dungeon that we could have go-moded. I mean, overall, this isn't a terrible dungeon, right? There it is. Like, we're able to do most of it pretty quickly. It's really just this last little bit of the dungeon that we could have sped up. And if I happen to find Force Sword here, then we're entirely justified by doing this. Oh look, I'm gonna lose all my rupees. All my hard-earned rupees. Whatever will I do? However will I survive without my 100 rupees? That I've had since, like, the beginning of the game. I think the best part of that is now I can actually collect rupees again. Alright, maybe we get lucky and Force Sword just happens to be on boss here. Worst case scenario, we just completed a required dungeon. So I'm not too concerned over that. Yep, nothing there. That's kind of what I figured. Alright, where could the lantern be? I'm assuming Boots Lock stuff is probably pretty high priority right now. But there's also like a few other random checks here and there. Like this cave. I can get 1 out of 2 checks in here. The other one requires the lantern. And then we're pretty much back to town. I can turn in the mushroom, I can do Simon, I can go to the fountain. What are the odds that we go a whole seed without finding a wallet? I think it's pretty low. I think there's a pretty good chance that something's on a Goron there. But we just gotta find the wallet. It can be anywhere. Well, not really anywhere. There's not much left. Well, I guess we're drinking our potion. Because we're going to the fountain. I guess that would have been one good thing about getting another bottle is we could have avoided drinking the red potion. But you know what? Who cares? We're not going to use it anyway. Well, I guess what I could do now is I could do this. I can get a fairy. Almost as good as a potion. Still nothing. We're really running out of places to check. Oh, wow. I think I'm down to like 2 places other than going back to Royal Crypt. Royal Crypt might actually have it, which would be insane. Yeah, I might want to just go back to Royal Crypt at this point. There's 2 checks there. Oh, I haven't done Lower Vale, or the lower part of Vale Falls yet. Yeah, let me do that. That's it. It's the lower part of Vale Falls, or back in Royal Crypt. So I'd rather check this first than get burned by Royal Crypt. There it is. Well then. It's just been sitting there the whole time. We could have had this forever. Once again, a Vale Falls lantern ruins me. But now we're still looking for our Force Sword. And we've already exhausted a lot of places, so it can't be that hard to find. We were looking at like one of a handful overworld checks with Lantern here, or droplets. Well, actually, it could also be the one check in DHC that requires the lantern. The one tower there. So there's a couple places it could be. Not many. Droplets is by far the most likely, because it has the most density at this point. And we're going to have to go through most of Droplets anyway, just to beat it. Like, just to get to the lever, we're going to have to go through, like, all of Dark Maze and whatnot. So I might as well just go there first. Now, if progression is not... Like, if the Force Sword is not in here, then, obviously, we're gonna have to go searching. Searching the overworld for it, but I don't anticipate that being too big of an issue. Like, the overworld's not gonna be too bad if we have to go there. It's been a while since we've had to do with droplets. Alright, we got all the keys we need. That's good. Oh yeah, we want that out. I guess we do Wobbuffet while we're here. There's no real reason not to. We're in deep looking mode right now. Just give me any possibility. Or we just find it before there. Perfect. Okay. Now we're in go mode. Now we're just straight up in go mode. Cool. See ya. And this is why you check droplets. Because droplets usually has a sword. I don't even have to check any chests at all. Because the thing is, like, we don't even need a boss key in this dungeon. Because of the way the thing is set up. Like, we're immediately just gonna go straight to the boss as soon as we get out of here. I could check this chest just because it's right next to a lantern we have to light. But yeah, I don't even think there are too many things that we could potentially get at that point. So yeah, we just come straight in here, pull the lever, and go to Big Octo. So unfortunately, this is not the Barlov patch, so Octo is not guaranteed to give us 0 ink. So we may get an ink or 2 here. But it's not really a big deal. And then as soon as we're done here, we go straight to Vaati. Vaati is palace entrance? Yeah. So let's see, best way to palace entrance is probably just flute to palace to Wind Tribe. I could flute to Southern Hyrule. No, we opened up the Wind Tribe one, so we'll just go there. Alright, give me good RNG, please. Nope. Never lucky. Alright, we're at least sometimes lucky. Because he gave us the good pattern, and we're like right in the center. Let's see how far we have to walk. We didn't walk at all. Perfect. You know what? I'll take a bomb bag. Why not? Great thing about this is there is fairy pots up here. So I can just heal up before I go in. Also remember to change your hearts, or change your clones before going in. Oh, that's unfortunate. I hit him with a sword beam, so he came charging at me. Alright, good fight. Like, I will gladly take that kind of fight every time. Would have preferred a charge on the red Dark Nuts, but you can't always get everything you want. Are we going left or right? Team left. Okay. Good Vadi 1. Gave me good teleports there, so I'll definitely take that. Alright. Decent body 2 so far. Oh, wow. Awful placement there. There we go. Vadi 2 down. Coming up on Vadi number 3. Do we get good RNG here? Yes, we do. Taking out the closer arm is always preferred first. Oh, come on. There we go. That way it doesn't interfere whenever you're trying to go inside. I really should just great spin this. I don't know why I didn't great spin the first time. I knew that was gonna be bad as soon as I accidentally spun that, attack that. Oh, I thought I had that for a second. The lineup was just slightly off. Okay, this is getting annoying. The bad lineups. Yeah, we should have had the sub-2. That's on me. But I'll take a 2 hour and 28 second. Not too bad overall. Like, obviously, the lantern, again. The lantern burned me. Once again, in Vale Falls. But it actually was in a spot I should have gotten way sooner. Like, I really shouldn't leave that heart piece spot for as late as I did. Otherwise, like, everything else was okay. Can't really complain too much. We probably would have had Force Sword before going into Palace, because I would have gone into Droplets with the Lantern much sooner than I did. But it still worked out pretty well. Can't complain too much. We full cleared almost everything that we could. So the 2 hour time is still really solid. We never did find a wallet. So the Goron just kind of chilling there with an item. With 7 more items to get. I bet there's a wallet somewhere in Droplets. That's probably pretty reasonable. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this Minish Cap randomizer. Definitely want to get back into doing more of these more often than we've been. I don't know how often the races are going to be going on, so maybe we'll just do a seed here and there. But if you enjoyed this, definitely make sure to follow, and I will see you next time.